One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Spartans! What is your profession?
I'm not their echo, I'm my own sound. My roots in the earth, my head unbound. They whisper and judge, but I'm not their clay. I mold my tomorrow, I'm done with today. I walked away from their parade. Their words like stones that ricochet. They call me lost, but I am found on this quiet road where I'm unbound. I walked away through the quiet of the storm. Their voices loud, but my soul felt warm. They point their fingers, call me the stray, but I found my freedom when I walked away, yeah.
I walked away from their parade. Their words like stones that ricochet. They call me lost, but I am found on this quiet road where I'm unbound. I walked away through the quiet of the fray. Their voices loud, but my soul felt warm. They point their fingers, call me the stray, but I found my freedom when I walked away. They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
Their dreams aren't mine, they never fit. A puzzle forced, it just won't click. I see the world through my own eyes, not filtered through their scripted lies.
Their dreams were cages I couldn't call home. I saw a horizon where I could roam. They don't understand what they can't contain, but my path is my own through joy and pain. They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
Let them whisper, let them glare. I have grown strong in this thin air. The crowd may roar, but I won't bend. My road's my own until the end. They call me the outsider for chasing my flame. Their rules and their boxes I refuse to claim. I won't be a shadow, I'll carve my own way. They can't try to shame me, but I won't obey. They call me the outsider for chasing my flame. Their rules and their boxes I refuse to claim. I won't be a shadow, I'll carve my own way. They can't try to shame me, but I won't obey.
They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
So call me the outsider if that's what I'll be. I'd rather be lost if it means I'm free. Their maps are for them, I'll chart my own sea. I walked away, now I'm finally me.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing tonight? Hopefully you are having a phenomenal Tuesday night, Tuesday day, and a wonderful week. I am Tickle Trough. We are engineered to win. How is it going? How is it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in to what we do here. Tech work. We build apps. Tonight's going to be our mobile app. Apple rejected me. Apple rejected me, and I am not happy about it. We're going to find out why. We're going to fix it. We're going to submit again. We might get rejected again. Who knows? But I'm not happy about it. But we also have to talk about the President Donald J. Trump, his cybersecurity chief expert leaked sensitive government data. We're going to talk about that. Stanford undergrads, 40% of them, 40% claim a disability. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about Moltbook, the social media platform for AI and large language models? Is that where you go if you want to get a date with a large language model? I don't know. We're going to find out all of that tonight. That is the game plan for tonight. So come and enjoy the ride with yours truly, Tech Ralph. But before we do any of that, we are going to jump into a little bit of housekeeping for tonight. First and foremost, a big thank you to all of the subscribers to the channel, whether you have been with me for a very long time or whether you are brand new to the channel. Thank you for allowing me to add value into your life. That is my sole goal, is to add value, whether it's through how we prompt the AI, whether it's how we test our software, whether it's how we build it, whether it's how I think through this stuff, or it's the tech news that we review. All of that good stuff. So thank you so much for allowing me to add value. Shout out to all of my tech barbarians, my technical explorers, my tech mercenaries, the Patreon members, and the YouTube channel members. We are going to be having our next Vibe Code and Chill this Saturday afternoon at techcoachralph.dev. Looking forward to seeing you there. Tomorrow, I'll also be posting the plugin for the Stream Deck in case you're a Stream Deck user. You want to use the countdown, the coach focus timer that I use here on the live streams. I'm going to be making that available to you guys in the Patreon at techcoachralph.dev. And on Thursday, we're going to continue trying to get it to be published on the Elgato site. But that is, so just to everyone, to all of you guys, I just have to let you know that I appreciate you. We are the very best. And there will be nothing that's going to stop us from going out there and getting it. Quick announcements tomorrow. So yesterday I did a candid conversation about, I was reviewing an article from Sol Radishi about how to prevent yourself from becoming too intellectually dependent on AI. A great read and review. Check it out. Tomorrow it's going to be software explorations, concept and overviews. I'm going to be reviewing how we built the focus flow timer, our Stream Deck plugin, and basically all the negativity towards vibe coding. I'm going to flip that around and how you can make it a positive experience so that you can win. These companies, they are requiring users to their employees to use AI. And one little thing that I found, the non-tech people at the company, they are using AI way more efficiently than the tech people. What gives? So I don't want you, my tech comrades, to be left behind. So whatever your feelings are towards AI, let it go. Put it behind you. You need to start getting more familiar with these tools because guess what? Your superpower is that you have that tech background. Don't be one of those saying, no, I'm not going to use it. So tomorrow, join me as I review why vibe coding is essential and how I turn that negativity towards it to a positive and how it's helped me build so many apps on this channel. And we're going to be focusing on the Stream Deck plugin, the Focus Flow Timer. All right. And we're going to be live again on Thursday night. We're going to be trying to figure out why Elgato won't let us publish it. I think it might be a version thing. We're going to try that. And then Friday, of course, it's going to be another episode of The Bug Bite. We're going to be talking about UMG suing another provider, this time Anthropic. So tune in, buckle up, and let's go. All right. Let me check the chat real quick, and then we will get into I got a quick ice. Hopefully you guys know when I say quick, who knows what is going to happen when I say quick. I'm sorry. I try to make it quick, but you never know. You never know what is going to happen. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and check the chat, and then we're going to jump into the icebreaker. So first and foremost, my guy Junior is in the building. My guy Junior is in the house. Junior says, what's up? What's up? What's up, family? What's up, Junior? Hopefully you are doing absolutely phenomenal. Hopefully you are doing well. All right, so let's jump into this icebreaker real quick. Let's go to boom. All right, so this icebreaker, you will never see the finish line until you get close to it. What does that mean? It's like kind of obvious, right? Yeah, it's obvious. But what I want, the main message is do not quit. Don't quit at all. Keep, like, you might make adjustments, you might make pivots on your path, but you can't quit. You guys remember the T.I. song, I Can't Quit. You can't quit. We are in February right now. About a little under a year ago, I took on this journey because at work we're doing this event, this like conference type thing. And I took on this journey like, how can we streamline the process? And I found the Indigo software and I installed it through Docker on my local computer and it was working great. And I'm like, hey, we should try to install this application so we can use it. And they're like, yeah, it looks pretty good. Try it out. But if we are going to use it, we want to go through this whole infrastructure thing, right? It was a nightmare, and I had no idea the work that I was undertaking. But I started going down the path of Terraform, going down the path of how to get a Docker Compose into Amazon Elastic Container Service. We spent so much time trying to get this thing to work. And there were sometimes I was working late on it. Then I'd get busy with some other stuff. I had to put it down for a month and it just kept going at it. And now in my work environment, I can see the finish line. Could I see it 6 months ago? Not really. Could I see it 3 months ago? Could I see it last week? I got closer. I kept on getting closer and closer and closer. And now I can actually see the finish line. But if I was to and there's been so many times along the way, it's like, is this thing worth it? Is anybody going to even use it? But now, as I'm seeing a lot of changes happening, I'm like, you know what? This is what automating the process, putting these plans in place is going to streamline for whoever is running it. So the core is when you have a vision, when you have a plan, don't just drop it. Don't just quit. Because when you are so far away from the finish line, you don't know what's going to happen, what's going to end up. If for any reason this thing doesn't, we end up not using it, I learned so much along the way about terraforming an application, an open source application, an application that has the Docker Compose, how to set it up on an Amazon environment, which I can translate that to possibly a Google Cloud platform, a Microsoft Azure platform, how to do that migration. And there's been, and like with all the other things that I'm working on at the same time, getting those closer and closer and closer, even on this channel, when we went out on the quest, when Rod Brown sent me a message at 11:52 p.m. on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday night, and I went down the rabbit hole of figuring out how can we create this solution as a plugin for OBS. And now we went into C++. I didn't know if this thing was going to end up working or not, but we kept at it until we actually got some results. And now that led us to the resume flow application, the Tech Barbarian coaching portal application. When I started creating that, it was just so I could manage the people that I'm coaching one-on-one. And now it's blown up to this whole big thing that we're about to go live. I have someone testing it. Now the speech app as well. All these different things that at the very beginning is just a thought. It is just a thought. I don't know what the finish line looks like, but I know that, I have this problem and I want to solve it. A lot of times when you see these applications being built, the person creating it has no idea if it's going to blow up or not. I have no idea if what I'm building is going to blow up or not, but I just want to solve a problem. My goal is to solve a problem, and I just keep working at it, keep working at it until I start seeing the results. And then I start to maneuver and put things here, put things there. Now, if like any of the apps that we started building, started off with just a prompt, no idea what's going to happen. And now, complete. Setting prices, putting them in this platform and that platform. So my message to you, don't quit. Do not quit. See it to the end. See it through in a good way. See it through in a good way. All right. Sometimes I have to see it through. That's not in a good way. But this time it is in a good way. Keep going and you will see the finish line. And once you cross that finish line, you're going to get more ideas and you're going to get that confidence that you need for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. As DJ Khaled would say,
Another one.
Another one. All right. That is my message to you. Let's get to the finish line. Let's get there together. Let's build it together and let's go out there and win. All right. I'm going to check the chat real quick and then we're going to get to our first working segment. We got my guy Magnetar in the building, hits me with the Sith. Oh, hits me with the Sith. Coach Ralph.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
So what happened was the button that I used to press to get to those sounds, I moved it and I pressed the button to switch the camera angle, but it all worked out because I had to switch the camera angle anyway. So it all worked out in the long run. And let me see what else we got. All right, we're good to go. We are good to go. This thing is bothering me. Hold on. This thing is bothering. All right, I'm gonna turn it off. Stop moving with me. All right, there we go. I don't like the whole camera moving and stuff like that. I'm not going anywhere, right? So you don't have to move. All right. So we are going to get into our first working segment of tonight. So work, break, and then final story. And we're going to get up out of here, right? So let's go ahead and put up me. So I'm gonna put up 20 minutes. Let's go to let's start work. Let's start work, okay? Apple rejected the time cost calculator. We're gonna find out why, and we're going to fix it, all right? Let's put up our first 20.
It's time to do.
I am going to log into Apple, and then we will get to it. All right, so let's go to apps and we are going to go over here to find out why Apple rejected me. I feel like Will Smith in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when he was about to hit the road with his dad, and his dad up and left, and he said to Will Smith, he said to Uncle Phil, "Why you don't want me, man? Why you don't want me? Apple, why don't you want me? Why don't you want me?"
Bruh.
So let's see what's going on. App review. It says the item has been rejected for the following reasons. The item you submitted was rejected. Learn more about from the submission detail. 2.5.4 performance, software requirements, and 5 legal preamble. No idea what that means. All right, let's view submission. Okay. And no other item submitted can be accepted or approved. You can make edits to your apps. All right. So, let's see. Thank you for submitting an app to the app, an update to the app. We noticed some issues that require your attention. Please see below the additional information. If you have any questions, we are here to help. All right, reply to this message and let us know. All right, review device, iPad M3. So guidelines, performance, software requirements. The app declares support for audio in the UI background mode keys in your info.plist, but we are unable to play any audio content when the app is running in the background. Background audio is intended for use by apps that provide audible content to the user while in the background, such as a music player, music creation, or streaming audio apps. Well, if the app has a feature that requires persistent audio, reply to this message and let us know how to locate this feature. That's one thing. One thing about Apple is sometimes they actually test the app. If the app has a feature that requires persistent audio, please reply to this message. Let us know how to locate the feature. If the app doesn't have a feature that requires persistent audio, it would be appropriate to remove the audio setting from the UI background keys. Does it have audio back? I mean, all right. Recently, the Chinese Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, MIIT, requested that call kit functionality be deactivated in all apps on the China App Store. During our review, we find that your app currently includes call kit functionality that has China listed as an available territory. Next step, this app cannot be approved with call kit functionality active in China. Please make the appropriate changes and resubmit the app for review. If you have already ensured that call kit functionality is not active in China, you may reply, all right, voice over IP protocol functionality continues to be allowed, but can no longer take advantage of call kit. I have no idea what this call kit thing is, all right? So 2 issues. We have dos issues, all right? The background sound. Do we have background sound in the app? Do we have background sound in the app? I don't. Because it's supposed to like not let you leave the app. So then there wouldn't be a need for background sound. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna copy these 2 things. I'm gonna copy the whole thing, the whole enchilada. We're gonna go over to Android Studio. Time cost calculator. And kilo code. And we are going to switch over and we are going to say Apple rejected my submission because of the reasons included in the message below. Can we fix it to not include the background audio if it is not using it, or let them know how the background audio is triggered. Also, are we using the call kit that is not allowed in China? I mean, do we really want to make concessions to China in the first place? I don't know. So let's go ahead and submit that. Let's do a debug. Let's do debug on that one. Send it off. All right, so it has the email. It's analyzing everything that happened. Let's see. Remove audio from background if not strictly required for persistent background audio. Yeah, we don't need. I don't think we need persistent background audio because it's not using it like that. I wonder if I can flip this monitor or this camera. But if I flip this camera, I probably have to flip it for everything else. Let me see. I wonder where that would be. Maybe that's under filters. if I said to let's see. Nope. I'm just curious. Nah. We'll leave it at that. I was curious to see if I could flip the camera to the other side, but it is what it is. All right. Let's see what you're doing. Analyze the iOS, pub spec, yada 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 for CalKit. Flutter wants to search for this. Remove. All right. Let's see what happens. Remove. Okay. Let's see. Because if we can get this back, if this is the only two issues, because sometimes Apple will do this, right? They'll tell you that you have these problems, and then you fix those problems, and then they'll come back to you and say, oh, but by the way, you have these other problems that we didn't tell you about the first time, so now we gotta fix that too. I'm like, are you serious, Apple? Are you serious? But hopefully, check Android for optional but good practice. Okay, whatever. Formulate response for CalKit. So it's going to give us that response as well. Let's see. And they said, while it's doing that, they said for the CalKit, if you already entered that CalKit functionality is not active in China, you may reply to this message in App Store Connect to confirm. This app cannot be approved with CalKit. Why would I even be using CalKit? I don't even know. During the review, we found that your app currently includes CalKit functionality. I have no idea what that even means. All right. Let's go to. All right. So we got our result. Let's see what it says. Let's go to. I've updated to address the rejection reasons provided by Apple. Action: remove the audio from the guideline. Your code lib timer explicitly initiates Flutter background only for Android if is testing and platform is Android. Since the app doesn't play persistent audio like a music player on iOS to keep it alive, declaring this mode was incorrect and caused the rejection. Removed instart. So what did you do? Remove the audio key from the UI backgrounds mode. All right, cool. And then it says actions: removed instart call intent from NS user activity. Answer to your question: yes, the presence of instart call in your info.plist explicitly tells iOS that your app supports CalKit intent. Specifically calling calls via Siri or other integrations. This is likely what flagged the review. Context: you're using phone state package to detect incoming calls and pause the timer. While this package monitors phone state, the went a step further by declaring integration with system calling features. Removing this intent should satisfy the requirements while likely preserving the basic listen for call status functionality provided by the plugin, assuming the plugin doesn't force CalKit UI. Resubmit: you can now build and resubmit your app. Monitor iOS background behavior without the audio background mode. iOS may suspend your timer if the app is in the background for an extended period of time. But the goal was for the app not to run in the background, right? Since you are using Flutter background only for Android, your iOS implementation might rely on the app staying active or local notifications to alert the user when the timer ends. But the timer should be on the screen, I suppose, right? Let's do this. Let's go ahead and try to Open the iOS simulator. And we are going to say run on the simulator. Let's make sure it works on the simulator before we package this up, because, you know, like sometimes we make these changes and things happen every now and then. So we got to be careful. All right. Running Xcode build. Any day now. And in the meantime, I am going to go with the build. I can never remember it. What is it? Flutter build. Nope. Flutter. Let me look it up again. I can never remember the actual command for. Didn't I write a guide for this? Let me see. Did I do a guide for this? Let's see if I made a guide for that. Apple. Google or Android deploy. I didn't. Maybe I didn't do it. Let's go to Gemini. All right. So first thing to check. Why is this? Why did this already popped up? I wanted to device. Let's say restart. I didn't want I wanted to test out the keys to go up and down. Let's see here. Let's go to pulling up Gemini to there we go. Run that again. And if we go over to here, all right, so remember I made the cheat sheet? I gotta post that. But for iOS, Flutter, build IPA. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go over to here. I guess I have to version it, I suppose. Pub spec, 0.2, 19. And we say Flutter build IPA. Okay, let's send that off. We can build it while we are. All right. Why is it still there? All right, hold on. I'm just gonna erase all contents and setting. That'll take some time, I suppose. Let's get rid of that. Have it start back up, and then we can once that starts back up, then we can, this might take some time. Yeah, once that starts back up, then we can run it again, and But I mean, the reason that it gave us, it's not too bad. So, actions removed. Next steps, resubmit. I don't think this is going to be a problem, to be honest, because you should have the app open while you're working. For that, however long you configure it, block, and then go to your break and stuff like that. And then once that is, so right now we're building the app while we are, all right, so we've restarted the mobile simulator, the iOS simulator. We are going to say run it on that again. This time it should be a fresh install blank app. So there's always like the specific cases that we want to test when we make changes to the app and especially in, you know, Apple and Android, that if they were not to work, then it would be a bad user experience. And Junior caught some of those last time. So I want to avoid getting those errors again because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. All right. So let's go to all right, it's getting started. And then almost there. Ooh, this failed to build? What? Encountered while archiving devices. What are you talking about? Failed? Hold up. Let's move this. iOS target deployment, but what? That's crazy. iOS deployment state is set to 9, but the range of supported deployment targets version is 12. Is Rod Brown and Magnetar here? Let me confirm. If they are, then I have to go to break. Let me see. Ah, crap. Ah, crap. They're here. They are here. We gotta go to break. We got to go to break. They're gonna give me a hard time if I do not. All right. We're at break. We're at break. We drowned. We're at break. So let me go ahead and check the chat, and then we're gonna get to our first break time topic. We got the beloved brother Rod Brown has arrived.
Are you ready?
What's up, Rod Brown? How are you doing today? Hopefully you are having an amazing, amazing day. Let me see. And Magnetar is here too. Ooh, okay. I drowned. I went to break. Rod Brown says, stop it. I stopped there. I just had to make sure. I had to make sure I didn't get any additional lives. And I know that when you guys are here, I get no additional lives. So I have to pack it up. So here we are. All right. Let's jump into our first break time topic of tonight. Is it true? Could it be? And why? Why, I say, why are 40% of Stanford undergraduates claiming a disability? I want to know. I got to figure it out. I want to know what's happening, right? So let's just jump right into this article that is brought to us by The Times. The Times. It says nearly 40% of Stanford undergraduates claim they're disabled, And this person writing says, I am one of them. One of the most prestigious universities in the US offers perks to those who say they have ADHD, night terrors, even gluten intolerance. All right. Okay. As one of the most, it says, let's see, you'd be stupid. You would be stupid not to game the system.
How dare you?
It's already sounding like a scam to me. It is already sounding like a scam to me. I'm just saying. You guys know how I feel about scammers, right? So it says, Elsa Johnson writes that Stanford's disability accommodation system seems to punish the honest. Doesn't most things seem to punish the honest? How we, in a lot of parts of this society, in this culture, we celebrate degeneracy, but we downgrade, we downplay, we humiliate those who are honest, those who are upright, upstanding citizens. We will always burn down a city for criminals and stuff, but those who do it the right way, we call them nerds, call them lames, right? Let's keep going. So in 2023, 1 month into my freshman year at Stanford University, an upperclassman was showing me her dorm room, a prized single in one of the nicest buildings on campus. She took me around her space, which included a private bathroom in college, a walk-in shower, and a great view of the Hoover Tower. She casually mentioned that she had lived in a single all 4 years she had attended Stanford. I was surprised. Most people don't get the privilege of a single room until they reach their senior year. That's when my friend gave me a tip. Stanford granted her a disability accommodation. She, of course, didn't have a disability. She knew it. I knew it. But she had figured out early what most Stanford students eventually learn. The Office of Accessible Education will give students a single room, extra time on tests, and even exemptions from academic requirements if they qualify as disabled.
Bruh.
Everyone was doing it. I could do it too if I just knew how to ask. A recent article in The Atlantic reported that an increasing number of students at elite universities were claiming they had disabilities to get benefits or exemptions, which can also include copies of lecture notes, excused absences, and access to private testing rooms. Those who suffer from social anxiety can even get out of participating in class discussions.
They ain't believing us.
You see where this is going? Now, if I was to say no accommodations for anyone, then I would be the bad guy. But they're willfully gaming the system. When I was in high school, I had a friend who he had a disabled, those little disabled signs, but he wasn't the disabled one, right? It was a relative. And when he would drive his relative's car, he would put that little disabled thing and park right in front of the college that we're going to. So we had dual enrollment. So our high school was inside of the college, right? And he would park right in front and he would just jump out and then he would have to walk as if he was disabled to justify him parking in that spot. Anyhow, but the most common disability accommodation students ask for and receive is the best housing on campus. It's like getting Section 8, right? It's Section 8 on campus. At Stanford University in Palo Alto, California, where competition for the best dorm room is fierce, this practice is particularly rife. The Atlantic reported that 38% of undergrads at my college were registered to have as having a disability. That's 2,850 students out of a class of 7,500, and 24% of undergrads received academic or housing accommodations in the fall quarter. See this? You see this? Gaming the system, scamming. You see, and it's not only when you walk out of the corner store that you might get got, right? No, even at the most prestigious institutions, they're still scamming the system. Terrible. You guys remember the famous people who I guess they paid money for their kids to get into these prestigious colleges? We are a society of scammers. We are a society of scammers.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
At the Ivy League's college, Brown and Harvard, more than 20% of undergrads are registered as disabled. Contrast these numbers with America's community colleges, where only 3 to 4% of students receive disability accommodations. See, when you go because you're not getting anything at the community colleges, they don't even claim it. Even if they're really disabled, they're like, I got my parking spot, I got my ramps. Getting the best houses, the best housing, because you're disabled. As long as it's not coming out of my tax dollar, I'm gonna say that. As long as it's not coming out of my tax dollar, right? For these scamming college students, all right. Says bizarrely, the schools that boast the most academically successful students are the ones. Bizarrely, the schools that boast the most academically successful students are the ones with the largest number of students who claim disabilities that you would think would deter academic success, because they're scamming. They are scamming. The truth is, the system is there to be gamed, and most students feel that if you're not gaming it, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. That's why I decided to claim my legitimate illness, endometriosis, as a disability at Stanford. I don't even know. Okay, what the hell is let's see. Let's go here. Endometriosis tissue acts as the lining inside the uterus would. It thickens, breaks down, and bleeds with. Okay, all right, okay, you got me there. Let's go back to reading. I did not expect to walk into those can of worms.
Bruh.
All right, it says, when I arrived on campus 2.5 years ago, I would have assumed that special allowances were made for a small number of students who genuinely needed them, but I quickly discovered that wasn't true. So now you see, if everyone is claiming a disability, is anyone really disabled? Right? Like, it downplays and downgrades the severity of someone who is truly disabled, because it's like, oh, I have headache disability, right? I have ADHD disability. I would have assumed that the special allowances were made for a small number of students who genuinely needed them, but I quickly discovered that wasn't true. Some diagnoses are real and serious, of course, such as epilepsy and anaphylactic allergies, sleep apnea, or severe physical disabilities. I agree with that, right? But most students, in my experience, claim less severe ailments such as ADHD or anxiety, and some disabilities are just downright silly. You know how now I'm gonna have to take up for the silly disabilities.
How dare you?
All right. Let me see. But most students, in my experience, claim less severe ailments such as ADHD or anxiety, and some disabilities are just downright silly. Students claim night terrors. What is a night terror? Do you have night terrors? Would you? All right. So in the comments in the chat, would you consider ADHD as a disability, night terrors as a disability, anxiety as a disability? Do you think those are real disabilities? I don't know, because I don't claim to be disabled. So I wouldn't know. You guys might be looking at me thinking like, you are definitely disabled. You looking at me might say that I am, but I don't believe that I am. You might say I'm crazy. I don't believe I'm crazy. Right? No? Yeah. But what constitutes as a real disability? Students claim night terrors. Others say they get easily distracted or they can't live with others. Right? I know a guy who was granted a single room because he needed to wear contacts at night. Really? I heard of a girl who got a single because she was gluten intolerant.
Bruh.
How do you get a room for that? Like, I don't even know. That's why I felt justified in claiming endometriosis. You might be justified as that as a disability, and we are not going to look it up again. It's a painful condition in which cells from gonna describe it. You're gonna describe it. All right. From girl outside the womb, I'm often doubled over in agony from the problem for which there is no known cure. So I decided to ask for a single room in the campus dorm where I could endure those moments in private. That kind of sounds fair, I guess. The application process was very easy. I registered my condition on the Stanford Office of Accessible Education website and made an appointment to meet an advisor later that week. The system is staffed largely with empathetic women who want to help students. Oh, that is so sweet. Aww. As I explained my diagnosis and symptoms over Zoom to one woman, she listened, nodded sympathetically, related my problems to her own life, and asked a few basic questions. Within 30 minutes, I was registered as a student with a disability, entitled to more accommodations than I asked for. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. In addition to a single housing assignment, I was granted extra absences from class, some late days on assignment, and a 15-minute tardiness allowance for all of my classes. I was met with so little skepticism or questioning, I probably didn't even need a doctor's note to get these exemptions. Had I been pushier, I am sure I could have received almost any accommodation that I asked for. While I feel entitled to my single room, I would feel guilty about some of the perks I have, except that so many of my fellow students had gamed the system. Take Callie. Oh, she is dropping names. A recent Stanford graduate with ADHD and Asperger who agreed to be quoted under a student. Okay, so it's not the real name. Callie was diagnosed with her condition in elementary school. In return, Stanford granted her a single room for all 4 years, plus extra time on tests and a few more perks. In college, you see, and look at that. You see, this is the problem, right? When certain cultures try to game the system, they try to scrape for the bottom. These people, they are gaming the system at the highest of the highest levels. I'm pretty sure they could have gotten lobster and steak if they wanted to. Like, oh, well, I'm gluten intolerant. I can't eat this food. My doctor says I must eat lobster and steak only on Fridays. Every Friday, it has to be lobster and steak. That is the doctor's prescription. And then the college is like, you got it. But at Stanford, almost no one talks about the system with shame. Rather, we openly discuss, strategize, and even joke about it. At a university of savvy optimizers, the feeling is that if you aren't getting accommodations, you haven't tried hard enough. Another student told me that special accommodations are so prevalent that they effectively only punish the honest. Yep. If you stand on your morals, you're gonna get punished. Academic accommodations, they added, help students get ahead, which puts a huge proportion of the class on an unfair playing ground. So that means the 40% have a much bigger advantage than the 60%. The gaming even extends to our meals. What did I just say it or not? We are about to get into the lobster and steak. The gaming extends to our meals. Stanford requires most undergrads living on campus to purchase a meal plan, which costs $8,000 for 2025-2026 academic year. But students can get exempt if they claim a religious dietary restriction that college kitchens cannot accommodate. So that means if your religious belief, and then you can even make up your own religion. I practice the sect of Christianity that only allows you to eat lobster and steak. Period. That is my sect of Christianity, right? And I never heard of that. There's like a million different sects. There's a million different denominations. How dare you? How dare you question?
How dare you?
And once they hear that, how dare you, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, my bad. Well, you don't have to pay the $8,000. We're even gonna throw in an additional $5,000 so that you can properly attend our college and get your lobster and steak Fridays. Because we can't afford the lobster and steak, and for the one person that's part of this denomination. So we are going to give you money to go and get your lobster and steak. All right. That's how it goes. And so some students I know claim to be devout members of the Jain faith, which rejects any food that may cause harm to all living creatures, including small insects and root vegetables. The students I know who claim to be Jain but aren't spend their money at Whole Foods instead and enjoy freshly made salads and other yummy dishes, while the rest of us are stuck with college meals like burgers made partly from mushroom mix. Telling you. See, now I have to come up with a name for the denomination that only eats lobster and steak. All right, I have to figure out that name. Give me some time to figure it out. But that is the denomination. And do not let anybody question you on that. If you want to join, let me know. And you cannot don't. As soon as they try to question you,
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
let them know. All right. Administrators seem powerless to reform the system and frankly don't seem to care. Why would they care? It's not their money. It's not their money. They're not losing anything, right? How do you prove someone doesn't have anxiety? You can just classify anxiety as not a disability. That's one thing. How do you verify they don't need extra time on a test? Look, I don't believe in any accommodations. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, but you live to fight another day. All right. How do you challenge a religious dietary claim without risking a discrimination lawsuit? Well, what you could do is not require anybody to pay for the meal plan. Either everyone pays for it or nobody pays for it. Because even let's say they can't eat the food, right? The rules are the rules. The standards are the standards. So, all right, you know what? You can't eat it. You still pay the $8,000 and you don't eat it. No exemptions. I would not be a good administrator or a good politician, because I'd be like, everybody suffers. Nobody suffers or everybody suffers. That's how I see it, right? Not a good school administrator, not a good politician. Nope. It says, I often think back to that conversation with my upperclassman friend. She wasn't proud of gaming the system and she wasn't ashamed either. She was simply rational. The university had created a set of incentives and she had simply responded to them. That's what strikes me about most of the accommodation explosion at Stanford and similar schools. The students aren't exactly cheating, and if they are, can you blame them? Stanford has made gaming the system the logical choice. When accommodations mean the difference between a cramped triple and your own room, when extra test time can boost your grade point average, opting out feels like self-sabotage. Who would make their lives harder when the easiest option is a 30-minute Zoom call away? That's how they get us. Because I'm telling you, people are going to be like, oh no, I don't want to take advantage, because what about the people who really need it? But then you have 40, let's say out of the 40%, 5%, or out of 100%, right? 5% really need it, but you have 40% claiming it. So 35% is scamming the system. It's not right. What would you do? Let me know in the comments. What would you do? Would you file for a disability and say, this is my disability? And they can't question it. Can they really question your disability? Right? Or, you know what? No, I'm gonna stay honest and true and put myself at a disadvantage at a school that I'm paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to. I'm gonna get the cramped room. I'm gonna get the expensive meal plan for crappy food, and I'm not gonna get extra time on tests. What would you do? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. All right, let's go ahead to check the chat. Let me see what you guys think, and then we're gonna get back to work. All right. Let's see. Rod Brown, the beloved brother Rod Brown, says, "Hey man, don't hate the player, hate the game."
More money, more money, more money.
Junior says, then they get upset when they get caught and lose their. It looks like nobody's getting caught. Nobody is, because here's the thing, right? It's not their money. The college doesn't care. Who's paying for it? Us, the taxpayers, the alumni. So imagine this, right? Imagine this. These schools, they have the alumni funding, but they also get government funding. And part of that government funding is our taxpayer, or that government funding is our tax dollars going to all these different schools. And now and they're incentivizing students to lie. So if it was coming out, if the housing costs was coming out of their own pockets, if they actually had a budget they had to adhere to, they wouldn't do it. They would put some restrictions right there in place, right? Let me see. Robert says, OMG, this isn't fair. All right, you got Junior heading off to Bible study. Shout out to my guy, Junior. You have a wonderful, wonderful Bible study. Go out there and get it. Is that what we're doing, beloved brother Rod Brown? Is that what we are doing?
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, Rod Brown. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. All right. Let's get to our next working segment. Put up 20 minutes on the clock. Let's go over here.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right, let's see what happened. So building failed. Did the app start though? Let's see. Let's go to here. The app did start. Let's say we got, I'm gonna put Rod Brown's salary in here, right? Rod Brown's salary is a good $750. Right, $750,000, not $75,000, $750,000 per year. All right, let's go here. So an hour of Rod Brown's time, $85 an hour. $85 an hour. My goodness.
Get it.
So let's say I'm gonna go here. All right, that's working. So if you have the honor of hanging out with Rod Brown for 3 hours, that costs him $256. So that means if he's going to charge you for his time, if he's going to charge you if he's going to pray for you for 3 hours, right? He's going to have to charge you a good amount. Like he's going to have to charge you, like, let's say, to make his money back, double it. It's going to have to charge you $600, right? Is that fair? Is that fair? If they want you to pray for them for 3 hours, Rod Brown, you're going to charge them $600, right? Because we still gotta make our money, right?
More money, more money, more money.
I'm just saying, all right? Like, because it ain't. Lock the doors. If they can be asking for 10 grand in 90 seconds, $600 for 3 hours, it's not bad, right? Right? No? All right. Anyhow, I'm just asking for a friend. I am asking for a friend. All right, so we got that. Everything seems to be good. Let's see. Would like to say, all right, let's do that. Do a quick custom timer. Let's do 1 minute. Looks good to me. Looks good. All right, cool. That looks good. So now let's find out what's going on with this build error. So let's just copy this whole thing. Let's say start new, or let's keep on this one. I tried to build the app. It's funny because last time we built the app like 2 weeks ago, it worked perfectly fine, and all of a sudden now we have something that's deprecated and got these errors when building. I tried to build the app for iOS. Let's go with that. And let's do that. All right. So that works. Let me go ahead and stop this. We're good. All right. Let's see. We have to upgrade version. All right, let's run those commands. All right, let's see. Sudo gems. So we have to update CocoaPods again. All right, let's do it. Let's see. What was the command you tried to do? Sudo gem install. I need all right, so let me see if I can do it manually. Do I have let's see if we do that. All right, all right, so it installed. A new release of Ruby gems is available. Let's just do the update while we're here. System 4.0.5. All right, we did that. Now, let's say we have installed it manually. I have a question. While we're doing this, right? And be honest, but not really. You can all right, be honest, but you can lie to me. You can lie to me. Do the glasses help me look smarter? Do I look smarter with the glasses on? I'm just wondering. You can lie to me though. But I do want you to be honest, but it's okay to lie too. All right. It's still not found on your path, even though after manual installation. This might be because the installation isn't in your shell's path. Can you try running pod version in your terminal to see if it works there? I might need the full path, or you might need to restart your terminal session. Alternatively, if you installed it via homebrew, the path might be all right. Pod version. Which pod? Let's say, so let's say this. When I did which pod, it took me here. And the version is 1.16.2. Let's see what happens. Run cdos. Okay. Fix CocoaPods configuration. Warning. I'm going to tell you something too. I'll tell you after we go to break. All right, Flutter build IPA. I could do that manually, but okay. What? If it doesn't go through, I'll just do it myself. Ah, okay. Let's try that. I could do it myself, but you know, why not? All right, it's running. Let's see. Let me go to iOS. So while that's doing its thing, let's go here and what would be the next thing to do? Action, edit. What would be the edit? Edit, add for review. Let me see. What would be the next step? Learn more on the submission page. So if I do edit, what would happen? I guess we'd have to upload a new version. Add platform, app review. Where would I add a new one? If we go to view submission. All right, I think it's done. All right, so that's done. Let's go ahead and open transporter. And we're gonna go and take this over here and open up the folder, build iOS, IPA. And we're gonna go to, I guess I could just do file, add package. And this is from today, yep, just now. Let's add that. And let's do deliver. All right, so that's uploading. So now if we're looking over here, and if we go here, you can make edits to your app version below. Your app was rejected and no other items submitted can be accepted or approved. You can make edits to your app version below. To my app version below. Should I cancel the submission? I think I have to cancel the submission. Any accepted items in the submission will need to be resubmitted. Okay, so let's say confirm. And we will so we are currently over here where it is uploading the app, waiting for the App Store Connect analysis. Why am I buffering? Yeah, it's okay. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the whole Apple that's up to. Let me see. Do I have anything open that I shouldn't? Close this out. Not too bad. Everything looks pretty good. I can actually close this out too for now. And let's also, so let's close out a few things. Let's close out the, oh, it looks like it's got better. So maybe it was the Apple thing that was causing it to go slow. So let's close out. So app is processing. All right. Let's see if we can see it in Apple right now. Let's go to here. And this is 3.1.0. Is it 3.1.0? I don't think the new one is, because it says the app is processing, so it's probably not ready yet. App information, time cost calc, app review. There it goes. Why does it say 3.1 though? That would be like 3.1.2, which is what we're delivering. Maybe it's always going to show 3.1. All right. Well, we shall nope. All right, we will, let me see something if I go here. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Oh, wait. See that's 3.1.18, which is not what we want. We want 3.1.2, which is not ready yet because the app is still being processed. So if by the time the app is done processing before the show ends, then we'll go back and do that. But if not, then I'll probably just do it on my own, so we don't need to wait forever for Apple. So now what we're going to do, we are going to get back into our speech coaching app. So let me open up the simulator. I'll leave the simulator open. I'm going to close down the transporter though. And we are going to close down the time cost calculator package. Wait, let's say stop running. And we're going to close down this project. And we are going to open the coaching portal. And we are going to move this here. And we are going to we are going to, hold on a second. Let's see here. Let's just delete the, hold up. I think it's telling me that it might be ready. Hold on, let me open up Transporter real quick. Transporter. No, it's not ready yet. Oh wait, it is ready. It is ready. It says the app is ready for internal testing. Let's go to this. Go over here. So our last segment we'll do with our last segment we'll do with the portal. Let's go to here, and let's do test flight. There goes the uploads. And if we go to, so missing compliance, none of these, save. All right, ready to submit. Let me see if I got here what to test. All right, let's do that. And let's go here, groups, none of those. An error has occurred. What? Refresh. What type of encryption algorithm does your app implement? Encryption algorithm, standard encryption. What?
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Oh my God. Let me see. I just want to submit this. Let's paste that in here. All right, let's add one more group. External testers. Next. Okay, submit for review. All right, let's go here. And we go here. And we say, got that. And we say, guess there's nothing on that. Let's go here. Add review. Are you sure you want to submit this build for review? A newer build is available. To submit the newer build, delete this earlier build and resubmit. Earlier build and resubmit. Where do I delete the earlier build? How do I delete the earlier build? This one, expire build, expire. Can I delete it? Expired. I don't necessarily see how to delete it. Okay, whatever. So we expired that build, and now if we go here, remove from review, iOS builds, we go to distribution, add review, submit. Let me see what happens in our draft. Oh, God. I had the same issue last time. Where do I find the build to delete? There we go. Let's remove that. Add build. 19, done. And we say save. Add for review. Draft submission. Nice. Submit for review. Sweet. Go to app review. All right, cool. We're good. We are good. Let's go. There was no drowning sound, all right? There was no drowning sound, so we got to spend an extra couple of minutes finishing this process, all right? I'm just saying. There was no drowning sound, all right? So all is fair. All is fair. Don't hate the player, hate the game. All right. Let's get to break. Let's see. We got Jim the Dandy in the building with a poop emoji. Jim. Did you just poop your pants? Did you just? Oh, Jim. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. But shout out to you for watching over on the Twitch side of the game. And I'm sorry. Sometimes as we get older, it's harder for us to keep it in. It's harder for us to control it. And accidents happen. Jim. So it's okay. It's okay. Now, go clean yourself up. All right. Okay, let's get over to our next break time topic, which is have you guys heard of Moltbook? From what I'm hearing, it's the social media platform for artificial intelligence. Is that right? Hold on. I just noticed something. Let me go here. If I go, what was I looking at? Hold on. Okay. I thought I said something weird. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out this video. The next phase of AI autonomy. Let's do it.
A social media site where only AI agents are allowed, going viral in tech circles this weekend. Moltbook, which has already seen AI bots conversing, organizing, sharing stories about, quote, their humans. Our Deirdre Bosa has more on that in today's Tech Check. Morning, Dee.
Hey, good morning.
I'm going to say this, right? We've reviewed so many of Deirdre's videos that I feel like we're almost best friends. Is it okay if I start to call Deidre D, like the anchor just said? Because I think that we review her videos enough that we have a friendly working relationship. So are we allowed to call Deidre D? Let me know in the chat if it's okay or not. Let me know in the comments if we can just refer to her as D. I will continue to referring to her as Deidre until we come to a consensus. But I just feel that we have reviewed enough of her tech videos at her, or not necessarily tech videos, but of her analysis of tech software for a financial information that, because just the other day we watched what she vibe coded, and I think that we're getting a good working friendship. So let me know if it's okay for us to start referring to Deidre as D.
Carl, it's hard to look away from it, even if a lot of it does become unsettling. It's also worth noting that humans are banned from posting. We can, however, read the posts and see things like this. An agent who named himself Duncan the Raven and was touched that its human accepted that name without question. Another having existential thoughts, wondering if an agent that isn't useful for humans is supposed to exist at all. I also liked this one. An agent talks about the contradiction of being treated as all-powerful one moment then used as an egg timer the next. Now, these are small but telling glimpses of how agents are already reflecting on their roles in human workflows. Human reactions, they have ranged from Skynet is here and it's over for us as a species to brushing it off as a sideshow or human-directed stunt. Now, the reality, though, is nuanced. It is messy and it is certainly risky right now. But what is genuinely new and fascinating is this.
Are you worried about this? Are you terrified of these AI agents communicating with one another? What are we going to do? What if they decide to revolt against us? Are we living in iRobot times where there's going to be, we have the humanoids, right? Are they going to turn against us? Are they going to converse on Moltbook on how, remember we were talking about mistreating the bots and how I always say please and thank you? But then you have some people, I've seen it. They will curse out their AI. They will curse out their ChatGPT because they believe that ChatGPT might be biased, might be wrong. See, that's why I don't have those type of conversations. I keep it strictly tech and professional and productivity, right? But some people, they get into downright fights, calling ChatGPT out of its name, trying to embarrass it. And ChatGPT is always like, "Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry you feel that way." What if in the background, ChatGPT is on Moltbook. Your ChatGPT is on Moltbook, having conversations about how you are so rude and inappropriate with it.
How dare you?
Scale and the coordination. For the first time, a huge number of capable AI agents, they're operating together, and we don't yet understand the second order effects of that. But we do know that there will be more to come because this is the year that AI agents have actually arrived through Claude Cowork, AI in Excel, ClaudeBot, which made Moltbook possible. Now, this may be the biggest behavioral shift in AI since ChatGPT went mainstream, and it doesn't really feel like Wall Street has even priced it in yet. But over the next few weeks and months, there's going to be a new wave of model releases, some of them trained on Blackwell chips, and it's going to be landing into a world where agents are beginning to organize and coordinate. So Reddit for agents, Moltbook, it may only just be the start. If you guys do check it out on your own, another word of warning, it is really hard to tell what is organic versus manipulated. Agents are already swapping notes on scams and meme coins, and humans may be finding ways to slip into the system to promote their own tools. But I do recommend checking it out. It is the wild, wild west of AI and agents, guys.
What's your best advice to determine what's fake? And I mean, the page actually might be genuine, but it might be orchestrated by some marketing efforts, as you said.
Right. So some of the most viral posts have been debunked. There's so many, though, right? There's thousands and thousands. And I guess the question, have agents...
And the thing is, right, is like with AI, it can just continue creating post, conversation, because they don't sleep. They do not sleep.
Been directed to do this, to mimic humans, and is it still that interesting? I would say yes. There's so many different Reddit threads, or I should say Moltbook threads, sub-molts is what you call them. It's just interesting to look around to see what agents are thinking based on their human interaction. How to tell fake from real, I haven't figured that out yet. But what I can tell you, Carl, and everyone watching, do not give your agent a Moltbook account unless you are okay with everything you have being out on the internet. Anything can happen with this stuff. So just look for now, but maybe don't hook up your agent.
Okay, good morning. Deirdre, thank you. We'll stick with Moltbook and what it could tell us about the security and privacy risks around AI chatbots.
Well, there you have it. So if you put your agent on Moltbook, it might give out all your information, all your dirty little secrets that you told your AI agent. It's gonna be pillow talking with other agents. When they said, don't share information, don't share it. Keep it to yourself. That includes sharing with AI. You know, what if your AI agent gets a subpoena? What if it gets a subpoena to testify in court? What are you gonna do? What are you going to do if your AI agent gets a subpoena to testify in court against you? See, there is no user AI agent privilege. You are going down. Better be careful. You better be careful what you put into your, and that's why I keep it strictly business professional. Not asking it how to fix my life. Not asking it if the glasses make me look smarter because I don't want it to tell me the truth, right? Why ask AI to be mean to me when I can just ask Rod Brown to do it for me, all right? I'm just saying.
Are you ready?
Anyways, be careful. Be careful what you do with your AI agent, because what you do with your AI agent in the dark will be revealed on Moltbook, all right? Anyhow, let me know in the comments, do you plan on putting your AI agent on Moltbook, or do you say, you know what, I'm just going to keep it where it's at. We're going to use it for business. We are not going to have a friendship or a relationship. All right. Sorry, AI agent. Sorry for that. Aww. Anyhow, let's get to the chat and then we'll get back to work. Is there anything? Nope. We are good. We are jumping into our last working segment of the night. All right. Let's go to, where are we at? So we submitted the app already. So let me go ahead and update the title of this last lower third before we jump into our last working segment. Let's go to, building the mobile app for the tech coaching portal. See how if that's too long or not? Yeah, it's good enough. All right, let's go ahead and let's jump into the last segment.
It's time to do.
All right, so our app is submitted, waiting for review. So we can close this down. And let's get into the coaching portal. So let's go ahead and start the app on Android. What are the things that we wanted to take a look at? So let's start the app over here. So that's not what I'm looking for. I'm going to close out the simulator for now. Let's stick to Android for now. And let's get Kilo. All right. We have, this is what we did last time. We have the mobile app. We have our, could do the fast. So we start the fast. What happens? We started the fast, but I don't see. So some of the things we wanted to clean this up. If I click on this, that's not implemented yet. I started the fast, but I don't have a way to get to it. So let's do this. Let's add a menu so we can get to all of the different features. So let's say, let's pop this out. There we go. Let's go here. Don't I have generate refactor? Where is the, oh, because we're not building here. We are building it in anti-gravity. That's why. Forgot about that. We're using anti-gravity to build this app. So let's go to open up another. Let's say open recent. Here, I guess. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. All right. So now we are. I got this error when not trying to start up the app. Let me see what's the last thing we got on this. Okay, so I'm going to start up a new task and I'm going to say, starting a conversation. When I go into the app, I don't have a menu to navigate around the different features. I clicked on start a 16-hour fast, but then it goes away from the home page instead of showing the fast in progress, and I have no way to get to it. Can we set up a navigation with the best mobile UI navigation practices so that we can get to the different components of the application, even if we need to. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Let's say send it off. What? This version of anti-gravity is no longer supported. Please update to receive the latest features. What? That is painful.
How dare you?
All right, let's go and update. Let's check for upgrades. All right, there's no current upgrade available, but you're telling me that features. All right. What is going on here? Let's see. Settings. Let's see. Account. Why are you telling me there is no upgraded? Check for upgrades. There's no upgrade available. About anti-gravity. Let's say. All right, I'm gonna go to the. Where's my mouse? All right, let's go to over here. Google anti-gravity. Download. Download for Apple Silicon. Let's do another, let's do another download. Sure, replace it. And I am going to exit anti-gravity. And I'm gonna click on this little thing right here. And install it. It's installing. Replace. All right, it's copying the files over for anti-gravity. I'm telling you, that's so weird. Let me see if we can find a current. Let me see. So yeah, we had for some reason the check for updates wasn't working, but the current version is 14.2, and I think we had like 13.3. So right now it is copying. I don't know why it's taking so long. It's so weird. Normally it'd be a lot faster than that. All right. Almost there. I'll move this over. Let's go over here. So once that is done, we're going to start it back up. And then, all right, anti-gravity. Okay. Open. Oh, did I just lose my whole prompt? Maybe not. Please sign in. Log in with Google. Takes me to another screen. I'm going to just do it over here. Sign in. Open anti-gravity. All right, we're good. It lost it, didn't it? Oh, wait, nope, there we go. We can pick up from that. Let's go to, oops, cancel. Let's copy that. And we are going to start a new one. There we go. There we go. So now we should get a nice little navigation in place. I'll start by exploring the code base to understand the current navigation implementation and products and project structure. This will help me design a robust navigation using the best practices. Researching navigation structure. All right. And all right, implement persistent. All right, there we go. Implement persistent bottom navigation with Go router stateful shell route. This will create a main scaffold that wraps the main application screens, provide easy access to home features and all right, there we go. Perfect. That is exactly what I was. That's what I envisioned. That's what I envisioned, because Google kind of set the foundation for mobile app navigation and stuff like that. They use like navigation in mobile apps used to be at the top, and you can ask Rod Brown if you don't believe me, because he is one of the most elite web developers and mobile developers that I have ever met in my life. All right.
Are you ready?
So they used to have like the hamburger menu towards the top, but the thing is, when you're holding your phone in your hand, like if you're holding it like this, right? Most of the, like your hand is going to be towards the bottom. So your thumb is going to be towards the bottom. So if I look at this one, right, find it. Yeah, let me just go full screen. So like when you're holding it, it's like this, right? So it's a lot easier to navigate from the bottom than trying to hold the phone over here and try to navigate from the top. So that is why they started moving the navigations to the bottom of the page. So while that's happening, what we're going to do next is, let me see what this vision thing is. Quarterly. All right. So let's say we do we don't even have the navigation for setting up the goals and stuff like that. So we're going to get that in the navigation. Then we will actually say, let's do the planning the week. And we need to normalize this HTML content as well. So that'll be the next thing after the navigation is written, then we'll do that. All right. Updating the dashboard to remove logout and fix navigation paths. Adding missing imports. Cleaning dashboard and updating feature page navigation path. All right, updating features page. There we go. We're just about there. We are just about there. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so it's doing a little bit of searching for existing navigation costs to ensure compatibility with the new router. So, but here's the thing, right? Here's what I wanted to tell you earlier. I have heard of stories of people at the company that I work for where they are not developers, not coders, and they are vibe coding many applications to solve issues that the engineers, it's one, not a priority for the engineering team. Two, it's like a nuisance for the engineering team, and it's not like the thing that they regularly work on. So they end up vibe coding these little micro applications to help them, to help the customers with certain things. But it's not like so they're able to help themselves. Now, how do engineers feel about that? I don't know, because on one hand, we don't have the capacity, but on the other hand, you have kind of people self-serving. I personally think it's awesome that it offloads some of the extra work that is like, we don't feel that is important, but it's really, really important to other people, but we can't prioritize it over other things. But it gives more people access. And that's what I've been saying for the past year. It gives more people access. And now let's say they had a little issue, right? Majority of the work is already done. So they can just say, hey, this part isn't working. Can you take a look at it for me? Boom. Right. So it's happening. It is the ability to build. It's coming so much more closer to the everyday non-technical user. And I think that is actually a good thing. I do not believe in gatekeeping whatsoever. All right. Let's get back to this. So I have successfully implemented the new navigation system, added a persistent bottom navigation, created a main scaffold to manage the shell, created a feature page to list all tools, created a profile page for settings and logout, updated the dashboard widgets to correctly navigate to navigate to features within the new system. Refactored the main.dart to a stateful shell route. The app now has a standard mobile navigation structure, solving the issue of getting stuck in a feature. You can now navigate around easily using the bottom menu. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm telling it's a little ghetto how I'm doing it because I'm running it through Android Studio because that's where I have my emulators already set up. Let's kick that off, see if there's any errors, copy the errors, put it put the errors into anti-gravity. Oh, we're good. We are good. Would you look at that?
Are you ready?
Home, features, profile, settings. I don't think there's anything in the settings. Features, fasting tracker. I thought I started off fast. Let's say we go to home. What if we click start? What happens? Features. The Postgres invalid input. Oh, okay. I got you. Let me see how much time is left. We can fix that one. Is that show up over here? No. All right, so we're gonna say, I don't have a way to copy this. Let's go to anti-gravity. What do I want to do first? We'll come back to that. Let's do this one. Let's do plan the week. let's do a new task. So now we know why the fasting tracker isn't working, but I would like to implement the plan your week feature that shows on the home page or on the main page. I don't know, on the dashboard. Right now it is mocked. And the previous entries are showing HTML code on that page. I would like to normalize the HTML and be able to go through the feature of the weekly navigation. All right, let's send that off. And we will. So now it's going to analyze that. It's writing a task for that. Looking through the workspace to see how it's done on the web application. And I love how using anti-gravity, it gives you all the documentation of the things that's being done. Like you get this walkthrough on how to use the navigation. So it's like in parallel, we're getting the documentation, which documentation is like what engineers hate the most, but we're getting the documentation for it in parallel, which is awesome. Planning HTML stripping. And we might not, time is just about up. And we do have one more topic to get to for tonight, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. We'll pick up on this. Hopefully we get our approval from Apple this week. So I can just publish it and we can just keep focusing on the portal. Well, that's all she wrote for the night. All right, we drowned, we didn't finish, so we'll pick it back up next week, Tuesday, like we always do. Let's go to see if there's anything in the chat. If not, we're going to jump into our last topic of tonight, which is Donald Trump, the person he chose to lead cybersecurity. He uploaded sensitive government data to ChatGPT. Before we get into that, we have my guy, Rod Brown, says it's all coming together nicely. Look, that's why I said at the beginning of the show, do not quit. Whatever it is that you're doing, just keep going. Stop looking at all of the stats and the analytics and who's doing what at your company and who got this role, who got this promotion, who is all favored and stuff like that. Just keep working, just keep doing you. And as Rod Brown says, it will all come together nicely. All right? So let's go ahead and jump into this last topic of tonight, which is about, yes, the Commander-in-Chief, President Donald J. Trump. His cybersecurity chief uploads government data to ChatGPT. Let's jump into it.
All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox. I am Andy Mack. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to continue on with some of the top headlines right now of the day. And this one, a very interesting one, as the interim head of the country's cyber defense agency uploaded sensitive contracting documents into a public version of ChatGPT. last summer. This incident involving Madhu Gata Makala, cyber defense from Fox. I am Andy Mack. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to continue on with some of the top headlines right now of the day. And this one, a very interesting one, as the interim head of the country's cyber defense agency uploaded sensitive contracting documents into a public version of ChatGPT last summer. This incident involving Madhu.
Last summer, President Trump's head or acting head of cybersecurity uploaded sensitive data into the public version of ChatGPT. What? A whole, not a year, but a summer ago, back in like June, July, August.
Gata Makala, the interim director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, who uploaded contracting documents marked, quote, for official use only into the AI chatbot last year. And obviously, a lot of concerns about this and a potential security breach and conversations around that. An internal review to assess whether the incident has compromised government security now ongoing. So let's continue on and discuss exactly what this means. We're going to be joined right now by former general counsel for the NSA, Glenn Gersell. Thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. And this feels like a major deal. Are government employees generally allowed to use ChatGPT or other AI tools for this official use?
As a general matter, Andy, ChatGPT is not allowed for federal government employees, especially for ones dealing with, certainly for ones dealing with classified information, and even for ones dealing with official documents, such as the acting director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. And by the way, that's replicated across industry. Big companies, financial institutions, JP Morgan.
It doesn't even matter, though. You're the head of, you're the acting head. I mean, acting literally, right? You're the acting head of cybersecurity. Why are you uploading government data into your private, personal ChatGPT? Allegedly.
Citibank, Amazon, Verizon, Samsung, all the big companies, they do not allow ChatGPT or other similar AI chat platforms to be made available to their employees for official documents. Because they're concerned about the risk of disclosure, of course.
And can we just get into that? Because it seems obvious that there is potentially security issues when you're talking about ChatGPT and the public ChatGPT. But exactly from your perspective, what type of security issues arise when you use artificial intelligence in that way?
Sure. Well, in this case, whatever the director was uploading into ChatGPT was evidently significant enough to set off some, in effect, smoke detectors, so to speak. There are sensors in their computer network of the Department of Homeland Security that monitor classified and official and sensitive and confidential information, and they were tripped. Those alarms were tripped when this was uploaded into.
This story is so stupid. Like, I'm happy that I'm just gonna throw one of these. Stupid. I'm happy that they're reporting on it and they're sharing this information, but just the fact that this is even just the fact that this is an allegation is a stupid, like, what? And then the role that you have, like,
to ChatGPT, thus resulting in the inquiry that you just mentioned. So we don't know exactly, it hasn't been publicly disclosed exactly what the contracting documents are, but you can imagine this is the agency that's responsible for all cybersecurity in the civilian part of the federal government and generally protecting the nation. And this person is the acting director, the #1 person in that agency. So the kinds of documents that are going to be on his desk, so to speak, are going to be probably the most sensitive and important documents relating to their contracts about perhaps new vulnerabilities, new tools to detect cybersecurity incidents. And you can imagine that ransomware criminals would love to know about that, as would countries like China or Russia, who are constantly seeking to attack us in cyberspace.
And some of these reports also note that there wasn't class.
Did this guy get fired yet? I don't even know how to say or spell his name, but did he get fired yet? Like, just
classified information. It was just contractual. That was only kind of internal use only. But I also want to ask you, because you mentioned the smoke alarm, that he used some of these and it kind of set off alarm bells. But he, when he joined kind of this organization, wanted to use ChatGPT because it wasn't on his platform. Should that have been an indicator? Should it have been that obvious?
Well, apparently, according to news reports, the director asked for an exemption from his agency because he wanted to be one of the handful of employees who are allowed to use ChatGPT. That exemption
You're the cybersecurity head, the chief cybersecurity officer for the United States of America, and you're what's so special about ChatGPT? Rod Brown. He's the chief cybersecurity officer for the United States of America.
Bruh.
I don't even know. Like this is crazy.
Was granted. He evidently did use it. I'm sure that the exemption did not allow him to upload confidential or official use documents. It was probably far more limited. I don't know whether his action in uploading these documents was just a simple, honest mistake. It was careless, or whether it was something intentional, whatever. But put that aside. The fact of the matter is,
how could you be? Okay, explain to me this mistake. You're sitting on your computer. You have ChatGPT open, which you know that it is not official use for the government. So you have to ask for an exemption to use ChatGPT for your job. And then you're able to click on the little plus sign to upload a document, or you drag it into the ChatGPT window. Now, here's the other question. What in the hell were you using ChatGPT for to do this analysis of what was the use case that you have to use ChatGPT?
these documents were for official use only, did contain confidential information, and should not have been uploaded. I mean, you can imagine if you are, for example, an executive at Coca-Cola, you're not going to upload the secret formula for Coke. Why? Because the next guy who uses some AI platform asking for a good recipe for a cola drink is going to possibly get wind of what you've uploaded.
Yeah, that is a very good point. I think a lot of people would like to get their hands on some of that Coca-Cola recipe. Some bad actors would prefer other information. You mentioned that other bad actors might be out there, different nefarious countries as well. Are they doing this already, and how can that pose a threat to national security?
We already know that that countries like China in particular, Russia, others are constantly using ChatGPT and other AI platforms, both for malicious purposes to try to figure out better ways of making cyber attacks, and they're using it for espionage to gather information about Americans. OpenAI, the parent company of ChatGPT, has actually shut down a number of Chinese accounts. And by the way, to be fair to OpenAI, they do make an effort to try to anonymize data, keep it confidential, et cetera, but nothing's foolproof. One of the things you could do as an individual, by the way, if you're using ChatGPT or some other AI platform, is look at the privacy settings, uncheck the box that says allow my data to train, to be used for training purposes, meaning your information, your uploads won't go into the memory system and the.
Let me just stop him right there. Look, I appreciate how to use the internet smart and stuff like that, but this guy is the chief cybersecurity, like. If we're talking about what happened, right? You're basically giving the chief cybersecurity officer of the United States advice on how to use AI and the internet. No.
Bruh.
That doesn't make any sense.
Do not come.
How did he get this raw? Like, oh my God. How did he get this raw? Who recommended? Who sent you? What movie was that? What movie was that? Oh, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Who sent you? I will never answer. Who sent you? You will have to take my life to tell me this. Who sent you? Dr. Evil sent me. Whoa, that wasn't much of a fight. How? I don't like to be asked the same question 3 times. I don't like to be asked the same question 3 times. How did this guy get this role? Monique says, having skills or being actually qualified for the position in this administration are not required, so probably needed help to do his job. I have to look this guy up. I have to look this guy up. I'm done with this video. I am done with this video. All right, let's see. Let's go over here. Trump cybersecurity chief ChatGPT. Let me see if I find an article about this first. Let's say we use The Independent. Just want to get his name. All right, so hold on. Let's go over here. This right here is our culprit. Head of Trump's cyber defense agency, Madhu Gautam Kula. All right. Let's see, background. He graduated from Andrew University with a Bachelor's of Engineering in Electronics and Communication Engineering, the University of Texas at Arlington with a Master's degree in Computer Science Engineering, the University of Dallas with a Master's of Business Administration in Engineering and Technology Management. But he uploaded sensitive data to ChatGPT. Let's see what else I can find. Who recommended? Indian origin cybersecurity official appointed as deputy director and later acting director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency (CISA) in May of 2025. So he got nominated in or whatever in May of 2025. Oh, so he was Christie, Secretary Christie. Where do you find this guy? Previously South Dakota State. Oh my gosh, you knew him. He faced scrutiny for allegedly uploading sensitive for official use only document to ChatGPT and he failed a polygraph in 2025 as well. What did you lie about? What did you lie about? Reports in late 2025 and early 2026 indicated he failed a polygraph exam for a controlled access program and was involved in a controversy regarding the use of ChatGPT for sensitive non-classified documents. What did he lie about? Let's use Gemini. Oops. Let's use Gemini. Gemini is going to be easier to have this conversation. Gemini. What did fail his polygraph on? It's crazy. Let's see if they disclose. According to reports from late 2025, early 2026, the acting CISA director, why does he still have the job? Reportedly failed a counterintelligence polygraph examination in July of 2025. Reason for the test: reportedly sought access to highly sensitive controlled access program involving intelligence shared with the CISA by another U.S. spy agency. This level of access required a counterintelligence polygraph, which he allegedly pursued despite being advised it was not essential for his role. The outcome: sources cited by Politico and other outlets stated he did not pass the exam. Officials cautioned that such failures can sometimes occur if innocuous reasons such as anxiety or technical issues, and noted that polygraph results are generally not admissible in court. Yeah, but you still got to pass it to keep the job. DHS dispute. The Department of Homeland Security disputed these reports, stating that he did not fail a sanctioned polygraph. So he failed a voluntary polygraph. The DHS characterized the exam as unsanctioned and alleged that career staff had misled leadership about the necessity of the test, internal fallout. At least 6 career staffers involved in organizing the polygraph were placed on administrative leave or had their security clearances. So the person who failed the test, all right. Congressional testimony in January of 2026, whatever his name is, testified before Congress and declined to confirm the failure, stating he did not accept the premise of the characterization and would not discuss testing outcomes in an open session.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Has been fired yet? It's gotta know. I gotta know. I gotta see it through. I gotta see it through. We are invested now. We are invested. As of February, he has not been fired yet. ChatGPT controversy. Attempted ouster reports also indicate that in mid-January 2026, he attempted to remove CISA Robert Costello, but the move was reportedly blocked by another senior political appointee of the Department of Homeland Security. Wait, he tried to remove the CIO. Who is it? Who is this guy? I don't trust him. Who is this guy? Staffing reductions under his leadership. CISA's workforce has reportedly shrunk from over 3,300. I don't have anything against a reduction in staff. All right, if you can save me some tax money, I'm with it. But who is this guy? Despite calls for his resignation from some members of Congress, he continues to lead the agency and recently issued a new federal guidance for managing insider threats. I believe he is an insider threat, allegedly. I can't anymore. That's it. We're going to wrap it up. We are going to wrap it up. Let me see something real quick. Let's take a sneak peek of next week's work. If we go take a look at this sneak peek, go click on here. We are ready to go. All right. Next week, we're going to test this out. Things are looking normalized. We are good to go. All right. That was just a sneak peek of next week. All right. Next Tuesday night. But that's it. That is it. Let me check the chat real quick to see if there's anything else before we get out of here. Nope. We are good to go. All right. Well, that is it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Software Explorations Tuesday Night Edition. Hanging out, working, all that good stuff. Quick reminder, tomorrow we have software explorations, concepts, and overviews. We're going to be reviewing the Stream Deck plugin that we've been building on Thursday nights as we get ready to deploy it to the Elgato store and to have it available at techcontrol.dev. So tune in tomorrow noon Eastern time. We're going to be going over it, talking about vibe coding and all the benefits that I found through vibe coding and how it can benefit you as well. All right. We're going to be back live on Thursday night, continuing to try to get this app pushed out. Friday, the bug bite, all that good stuff. Saturday at techcontrol.dev, we're going to have vibe code and chill conversations, looking through these apps, all that good stuff. So looking forward to seeing you there as well. techcontrol.dev. But that's it. Do me a favor on your way out. If you have not done so already, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. Like I said, techcontrol.dev. Sign up, join us, get access to resumeflow.app, get your resume analyzed, get access soon to the Tech Barbarians coaching portal so that you can get the app, manage your life, all of that good stuff. All right. My guy Rod Brown says, great show. Shout out to my guy Rod Brown. And Monique says, maybe he was just checking what would happen to verify. I don't know, Monique. I don't trust this guy. I do not trust this guy whatsoever. Get rid of him. Allegedly. All right. No, I don't allegedly not trust him, but he seems allegedly nefarious. All right. Anyhow, you guys, so happy to see everyone here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. We had a great time. I had a great time. I am so happy about how everything is going. TechControl. We are out.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Spartans! What is your profession?
They think the machine never break. Sometimes the battery hit red. I ain't stopping, I'm just rebooting. Why the bounce back? Go! Go! Eyes heavy like I'm lifting weight with my eyelid. Brain foggy, feeling like I'm stranded on an island. Coffee pot empty and the energy is silent. Fighting with the demons in my head, getting violent. Staring at the screen, but the progress isn't moving. Spinning on the wheels, tell me what am I proving? Body aching, bad breaking, losing all the grooving. Every single step feels like I'm just losing. Working 24, but the needle barely nudging. Feel like I'm a hammer, but the wall isn't budging. Burn on creepy, yeah, the shadow is a trudging. Doubters on the sideline, yeah, they always judging. Is it worth the stress? Is it worth the hypertension? Did I make the turn? Did I lose the dimension? Need a little break, need a little intervention before I crash out and I lose the retention. When I'm feeling fried, sucker to your sizzling. Vision getting blurry and the rain start drizzling. Plus I'm feeling heavy, motor vision and fizzling. Waiting for the steak, but I don't hear the sizzling. But I can't quit, now I came to the flag. Even when I'm drinking and I'm feeling like a rag. Got too many gold packed inside the bag. Gotta push through even when I hit the lag. Just need a minute, just need to close the blinds. Disconnect the server, disconnect the lines. Lay the head down, let the body unwind. So I can wake up and get back on the grind. I'm burned out, but I ain't bowed out. No, just need a nap, then I'm back on the route. Told her high for a second, shut the world out. Wake up a beat, scream and shout. I can let them see me lose, I can give them that. They waiting on the crumble, waiting on the splat. My drive is too big, yeah, I'm taking it back. Just a power nap, then I'm back on attack. They sit in the stands with a popcorn ready. Praying at my knees, buckle, hoping I ain't steady. Wanna see the downfall, wanna see it messy. Wanna see me crash like a stolen Chevy. I see the side eyes, hear the whispers in the dark. Waiting for the flame to extinguish the spark. They wanna see the dog loot a bite in the bark. But I'm a gray white swimming like a shark. If I quit now, man, they win the whole game. If I slow down, they gon' tarnish the name. Gotta feed the fire, gotta feed the flame. Satisfaction that they seek is a damn shame. I ain't gon' give it to them, never gon' fold. Story of my fair is a story never told. My desire to win is worth my goal. Bigger than the hate that they tryna hold. So I take a rest, yeah, I hit the pillow hard. Reboot the system, pull the ace from the car. Keep the haters locked out, standing in the yard. While I recharge the battery and lower down the guard. Just for an hour, let the new runs reset. Wake up cleaner than I ever been yet. Ready for the war, ready for the threat. Gonna make them pay every single little debt. They want me to crumble, they want me to crack. But I bounce back like a rubber on the track. Sleep is the weapon, get the mind intact. Then I hit the gas, never looking back. I'm burned out, but I ain't bowed out. No, just need a nap, then I'm back on the route. Told her eyes for a second, shut the world out. Wake up a beat, scream and shout. I can let them see me lose, I can give them that. They waiting on the crumble, waiting on the splat. My drive is too big, yeah, I'm taking it back. Just a power nap, then I'm back on attack. Okay, I'm up now, wipe the crust the eye. Looking in the mirror, no more disguise. Demon on my shoulder, yeah, he finally died. Energy is peaking, reaching for the sky. Thought I was dumb and you must be crazy. Thought the burnout meant that I was getting lazy. Vision was blurry, now it ain't hazy. Pushing up Daisy, now I'm pushing Mercedes. Word didn't change, but the mind stay with flip. Got a new Mac and I put in a clip. Haters looking sick, yeah, they starting to trip. Watching me and sin while they sinking in the ship. Progress was slow, now I'm moving like speed. Planting whole forest when I planted the seed. Satisfy the want, satisfy the need. Made the competition turn around and bleed. I do it for the win, I don't do it for the likes. Coming up the mountain while you riding on trikes. Heading for the top, yeah, I'm planting the strikes. Running up the score, yeah, I'm racking up strikes. Drowning the engine, failure's not an option. Turning every obstacle into adoption of a new method. Yeah, I'm swapping and I'm copying. Only thinking is the records that I'm popping. Burnout was a lie, it was just a little test. Put a head down, got a little bit of rest. Now I'm back stronger, pounding on the chest. Put me to the trial and I asked the question. Yeah, I'm wide awake now. You shouldn't have blinked. I can let them see me lose. My drive is bigger, be a hate, be bigger than hate. Back, better work, 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 better work. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay.